2-minute pravachan on putting Vedant into practice. Let's see what the card says today. Learn quickly what your current situation is trying to teach you so that you are free from it forever. Find the win. Find the win. Well, most of us in our lifetime have experienced some pretty dreadful situation or the other in our life. And for most of us, there have been two ways in which we have reacted to the dreadful situation. One way of reacting, which is quite common, is that we fight the situation tooth and nail. We resist accepting the situation in our life and we think it is unfair, it's unjust, we don't deserve this situation, and we pass the buck to others. Unfortunately, this does not resolve the situation. We are stuck there. Because as much as you will push, the situation will push back. Well, that's one kind of reaction. Another kind of reaction is normally that poor me syndrome. You accept it, but passively. It's my bad luck. The stars are not in my favor. God is punishing me for some reason. It's a curse I have to bear. That also cannot resolve the situation. You cannot rise above the situation. Either you are pushing the situation away or you are being pushed by the situation into a corner. Neither will resolve it, neither will it be pleasant for you to live. And that's why we kind of go through life just not enjoying it at all, not resolving our issues. So is there any other way? There is a third way. And the third way is responding to the situation rather than reacting to it. So let's go step by step. The first thing you have to do when you're faced with a dreadful situation is understand that the situation is our own karma coming back to us. So basically the first thing you do is you take responsibility for the situation, which is one of the affirmations that we chant every day. I take responsibility for my life situation. After taking responsibility, then create a gap. Create a gap means don't impulsively or instinctively say something back or do something. Create a gap. Resist reacting. Resist being resigned to the situation also. What to do then? Remember what Arjun did in the battlefield. He said to Bhagwan Krishna, take me in the middle of the two armies. He went into the gap between the two armies and he reviewed the situation on both sides. He reviewed his own army and he reviewed the army of the enemies. So put yourself over there in that no man's land, creating a gap. Now, what will you do in that gap? So for that, let's take some examples. What dreadful situation could someone be facing? Let's say you are facing the loss of a dear person. You have lost someone who is dear to you, or you have lost something, some vishay, some object that is dear to you. So a loss of a precious possession. Maybe it's an obstacle that is coming in the way of your desire. And for that, you are all going crazy in a frenzy because you aren't able to get what you want and there's an obstacle in the way. Maybe someone is behaving irresponsibly, saying bad things to you, doing bad things to you, and you are feeling horrible about that. Or maybe even there is a financial crisis in your life and you don't know how to deal with it. So let's take these 4 examples. Now you have created the gap. In that gap, find something that you can use this situation to learn from. Learn something. There's always a win. There is always a learning in that situation. That is why it has come to you from a past situation. Start seeing the situation more as a blessing, more as an opportunity to learn rather than a curse. See, Arjun, he put himself in the middle of the 2 armies. He created a gap. And what did he learn? He learned the entire Bhagavad Gita. That's what he learned. And in every dreadful, I put it into inverted commas, in every dreadful situation, there is a Bhagavad Gita to be learned. So let's take these 4 examples. What could you possibly learn from the loss of a dear person or the loss of a precious possession? Easy. First and foremost, you learn to practice glad acceptance. Glad acceptance. Because loss is natural in a sansar which is temporary. You learn to differentiate between sat and asat. You learn vairagya because something has gone from you. So you learn to live without that. What about obstacle in the way of your desire? You learn how attachment causes dukh. You learn how when you get attached to someone or you get attached to anything, if it goes away, and it is bound to go away because everything in the world is temporary, that attachment is causing you dukh. And it is an opportunity for you, in that case, to practice vivek. What about someone treating you irresponsibly or badly? Learn not to get caught up in someone else's karma. If someone is behaving badly, that is that person's karma. If you react to it, then you are getting caught up in somebody else's karma. So stay away, forgive that person for not knowing better, and focus on your spiritual goal. And lastly, let's say you have a financial crisis in your life. What will you do? Titiksha. Learn to practice titiksha, great opportunity. And contentment with whatever you have. This too shall pass, learning that this too shall pass. Whichever situation it may be, one great learning is there, this too shall pass. And so, after getting this understanding in the gap, then what to do? Do your purusharth. Solve the situation to the best of your ability. It's not about sitting there and learning all these wonderful sadguns and doing nothing. No. Do your purusharth. Solve your problem to the best of your abilities with the help of all these learnings. Then what will happen? The karma which came to you specifically to learn all these things, the textbook was given to you, you learnt, you passed the exam, textbook will go away, karma will go away, situation will go away. So that's what this card says. Learn quickly what your current situation is trying to teach you. What does it mean? If your current situation is simply not improving, it means you have not yet learned the lesson for which this situation was given to you. So learn quickly so that you are free from it forever. Free from what? That karma. find the win. Find the win. Convert what seemed to be a curse and convert it into a blessing. That's what today's card has said. Tomorrow, something else.